Let's discuss the cities in the United States that have the highest HIV rates, okay? Number 5, we have Las Vegas. Number 4, we have New Orleans. Number 3 is Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Number 2 is a little tricky. So technically, if we look strictly at the numbers, it would be Memphis. But since Memphis is not a huge metro area, it's left out of the conversation just because of how they categorize the cities. So we're going to put that number 6. So number 2 is going to be Atlanta. But please keep in mind, Memphis is higher than Atlanta and Miami, Fort Lauderdale. So number 2 is Atlanta.
And Memphis is such a small city in comparison, right? So imagine that if it's got more cases than Atlanta, like how are you even having sex without protection? And it could be other things too. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the comments in my last video, but a lot of these dudes are on point when it comes to these vaccines. Pay attention.
Number 1 is DC.
Go figure.
I encourage you all to stay safe, get tested, ask questions before you're being intimate, because the data shows that 1 in 4 sexually active people actually get tested for HIV. 1 in 4. In order to protect ourselves, we have to know our status. Get tested.
So I just was about to draw patient blood. So he was like, "You about to stick me?" I said, "Yeah, I'm about to draw your blood." I'm like, you want your blood to rain? You want to get your testing? He was like, "What you testing me for?" I said, "Well, you got to get tested for hepatitis C, HIV, your CMP, your A1C, your normal routine checkup." He looked at me and said, "I'm good," and ran out of here. I'm trying to see why men are so petrified of the doctor. Like, why they be scared?
You know why they be scared. These guys are running around here obviously having unprotected sex. Obviously. They're not trying to face the demon. They don't want to know if they got the monster or not.
Story time. So I had a patient come in and she was having some vaginal discharge, just some vaginal discomfort, and wanted some testing. So when I saw her, I was okay, we're going to do some testing today. I can test for STIs like chlamydia, gonorrhea, trichomonas. I can test for just vaginal infections that are very common like yeast, bacteria. Her partner thought, he's like, hold on, doc. Now, first of all, I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm not a physician. Hold on, doc. I said, you can just call me Monica. I'm one of the NPs here. He's like, we don't need STI testing. All my stuff is clean. While that might be, I said, well, I understand that. I said, but since she's having discharge and it's, usually when you come in, I like to just test for everything because you never know. And it's just like, why waste your time coming here if you're not going to get all the tests? He was like, well, she don't need it. Now, mind you, the patient didn't say that. So I did the swab. Now, I chose, because listen, I'm not new to this. I am not new to this.
That's a red flag right there. Like, when your partner's saying, nah, she's good, and it's not even her appointment, that's come on, you guys got to be smarter than that.
And as Karen Huger from Real Housewives of Potomac says, I'm a quick study of the room, and I could see the vibe, and I was like, oh yeah, you need the testing. So what I did was I chose the swab where you can test for everything, and it's just a change of a code in the computer. Or I could test for just some things, which again is just a change of the code in the computer. But at least if I collected the swab where you have a lot of options, the patient would have options if she changes her mind. So when I got down there, the vaginal discharge was infectious in nature. It was copious, which means there was a lot of it. It was kind of like milky, whitish, yellow. It just was a lot of infectious discharge. And I said, okay, it does look like you have an infection. It's probably some kind of bacterial infection. Would you like me to go ahead and just run the swab for everything since you're here? And the patient was like, yeah, absolutely. I think I should just do everything. She was also having some urinary symptoms, so we did a urine too. The partner, once again, was like, listen, I already told you we don't need STI testing. And I said, I understand that, but it's up to the patient. And your partner has told me, my patient, I said, she says she wants everything, so let's just go ahead and do everything. All right, you wasted your time. So he said, all right, but listen, again, I'm a quick study of the room. I could already see his discomfort, and I'm like, the test is going to be abnormal. Like, it's going to be abnormal. One, I'm looking at the infectious discharge. So I know for a fact we have an infection here. What kind, I can't tell you 100%, but I knew it was going to at least be BV, plus or minus chlamydia or trichomonas. Lo and behold, test came back positive for chlamydia, positive for bacterial vaginosis, and her prelim urine culture came back with over 100,000 gram-negative rods, which is usually E. coli, which is the most common type of UTI. So she had UTI, chlamydia, and BV. Messing with a partner, she said they're completely monogamous and they've been together over a year, who said that they did not need testing. And the reason I'm telling this story is because I want to make sure that anyone who hears this video, and please send this to the young ladies, it is your body and it is your healthcare visit. And if you bring someone, they should be
I'm not even gonna lie, that shit got me nauseous right now.
advocate for you. They should be someone who wants you to get, the whole $1 million workup. They want you to get all the tests, all the things. They want you to feel comfortable. They're there to hold your hand. They're there so that you have an extra pair of ears, so that when the doctor or nurse practitioner or physician assistant or nurse says things to you, that you don't forget. The person you bring to your visit is supposed to be a person who got your back. If you're bringing someone who's telling you not to get stuff because it's in their own self-interest, because they're outside, And like I said, I already saw it from a mile away. And I'm saying this because if you know that your partner is controlling that way, don't bring them to your healthcare visit. Don't bring them. Or all you have to do is give the nurse that you're working with, or give the nurse practitioner or doctor the eye, and we will politely ask that person to go away in the waiting room. I do it all the time. I say, you know what? If we're not talking about pregnancy today, do you want to just wait for her in the waiting room? We'll be quick. This is just a girl's visit. So just consider those things, because if you're going to the doctors, you should be able to be candid, transparent, get your full testing, not feel judged, not feel nervous, and certainly not get shut down by your partner that you brought with you. So anyway, thankfully, everything she has is treatable. I'm sure she'll be kicking him to the curb, and that's that. But I just wanted to let y'all know, listen, you got to advocate for yourself. It's your body. You get that testing.
Absolutely. Go alone. I wouldn't even be going with my partner. Like, there's no need for you to go with your partner. You could just go by yourself and get the test done, man. That's disgusting. She said it was yellow and white. I'll see y'all on the next one.